Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm not going to really say your name, but let's see your email here. So you had, I am a TOEFL aiming to get 26 marks in my TOEFL speaking. Below, and here you want to say are, because your subject here is actually answers. So you'll say, below are my answers for the 4 questions you post on your website. So you say, my current score, it looks like you have 100 in May, so you have 28 reading, you have 25 listening, you have 22 speaking, and 25 writing for a total of 100. So consistently, over the last 3 years, you have been getting between 19 and 22 points out of 30 on the speaking. Well, the good news is you're better than you were, but it looks like you're kind of stuck. We have a term in linguistics, it's called fossilization, which means that you're not able, for whatever reason, to overcome some of the pronunciation, some of the grammar and vocabulary problems, and even some of the problems organizing and developing responses. You have not been able to solve those problems to get higher than what you have. Because really, if you want to get 26, right, so you can get a healthcare certificate here in the United States, you're going to need to get a score of 4 on 4 of your speaking tasks, and then you want to get a score of 3 on 2 of them. And that will put you at your goal. You said, I just finished a TOEFL test last month. I have no idea when to book another one since I failed 3 times since 2014. I'm willing to study at least 3 hours a day. I could definitely study more if I would probably say here, because right now you don't, so you're talking about a present and possible situation. I could study more if I knew what I should study. I don't even think you need that preposition there, by the way. You say, this is the first time I'm seeking one-on-one tutor to help me achieve my speaking goal. I'm a little frustrated since I spent so much time and money, but still cannot get the speaking score I need. But I will try again and again until I reach my goal. I like your attitude. You're a hard worker. You will persevere. That's part of the TOEFL journey, is to not give up. You see, the attachment is a draft of my sample response for TOEFL speaking to help you evaluate my speaking ability. The question is, describe some good news that makes you happy and explain why. You say, I found some grammatical errors in it myself, but I didn't record another one since this draft might reflect my performance in the real TOEFL test. Okay, so describe good news that makes you happy and explain why. So, let's listen to it. Let's listen to the whole thing first, and then we will break it apart into sections.
One good news I had last year is that I get a high score on my TOEFL test. I'm glad with this because a high score in the TOEFL test is one of the requirements for graduating from my school. The school said this in order to make sure that all students can communicate well after graduating. However, I was not very confident in my English skills before, but after that test, I feel more confident, and I think I...
Okay, so let's listen to it again. So again, describe some good news that makes you happy, explain why.
One good news I had last year is that I get a high score.
That I got, right? So just make sure when you're talking about things that happened in the past, you need to use past tense verbs.
For my TOEFL test. I'm glad with this because a high score in the TOEFL test is one of the requirements for graduating from my school. The school said this in order to make sure that all students can communicate well after graduating. However, I was not...
I like you use the word moreover. You're adding to your idea, but here's the part of the problem here. is why does this news make you happy? So you talked about getting the high score, but you're not really fully explaining that second part of the speaking task. That's part of your problem is that second part.
I'm very confident in my English skills before, but after that...
You want to say the word not skills, but skills. So we have two different vowel sounds in English. For example, in the word mit, it, and then we have E as in meat. Mit, meat. Skills. So you have to be careful how you're pronouncing that sound.
I feel more confident, and I think...
I felt more confident, you want to say.
At test, I feel more confident, and I think...
Yeah, so you didn't really manage your time very well, right? So let's take a look at the rubrics here. I don't know, it's not terrible. I mean, you more or less answer the question, but I think you're having some topic development problems. You could have really fully explained the second part. Talking about why this is happy or makes you happy or glad. I think you probably could develop that a little bit more. With language use, I think you want to make sure that you're studying verb tenses. Make sure you understand the differences between the present and the past tense. Now, I don't know if it is, but if your first language is Chinese or Japanese, if you're from one of the Asian countries, you might not be used to using the past tense. For example, in Chinese, they only have one verb tense. There's just the present tense. So sometimes students from those languages, they have a little bit of trouble adjusting to their verb tenses. So I would put you probably right where they put you right now. I think because of some language use issues and some delivery issues, I'm going to put you maybe between about 2.6, 2.8, 20 to 22 points out of 30. You're probably just below the 3 range on this particular response. Does that make sense? That would be part of my assessment of what you're doing here. Now, in my online course, the question is, what can you study? What would be important for you? So I think in your pronunciation, because you do have problems in a few areas, I would recommend you do a couple of things. There's a few things that I can help you with in my online course, especially with your specific goal of getting 26. First of all, you want to take my pronunciation lesson number 1. It's a diagnostic pretest for vowel and consonant sounds. So I already know from your practice test that you need to focus on my pronunciation lesson number 11, the E, it vowel sounds, that one. So you definitely need to practice that area, but there's probably some other areas, some other vowel sounds that you want to focus on, and also consonants. So if you do this pretest, I will let you know which of these lessons, which of these vowel and consonant sounds you need to focus on the most. So part of my strategy in helping students get 26 is I like to fully address their speaking issues. And one of them is to address the pronunciation or delivery issues you're having. Now, once you've done that first pretest and you study those lessons on vowel and consonant sounds, you should take my next pretest here. I can already tell you need some practice with pronunciation lessons number 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Why is that? Because when you're speaking, if you listen to your response here, you're not really varying your intonation like a native speaker.
What I have this year is that I get a high score on my TOEFL test.
So you do vary a little bit, but you can still work on varying your intonation a little more than you do. So that'll be the purpose of my next pretest, is to determine what problems you're having with syllable division, word stress, sentence rhythm, intonation, thought groups, and blending. So that's how I fully address your delivery issues. I will tell you exactly where the delivery issues are and what parts of my course you want to focus on to improve your intelligibility. Alright? Now the next thing is, You have language use issues also, and that's also something you have to solve before you can improve, I think, your TOEFL speaking score. So the grammar part of it, one of the lessons, let me see where it is here. This one for sure, lesson 17, which is verb tenses, you definitely need to look at that. And what I'd recommend to help you address the language issue areas of your speaking is to take my grammar diagnostic pretest. Once you do that, it will tell you which parts of the grammar course you need to work on so you can improve. And I recommend that you practice writing some of the sample sentences down. You might even practice speaking them. And I think that's going to really help you develop a little bit better control over your grammar. Okay, so the next area here is obviously you have to go to the speaking part of my course, and I think you could probably improve your organization. You can improve how you're organizing and developing your ideas so there's a more coherent connection of ideas. So one particular lesson in the speaking area of my course, I'd like you to take a look at speaking lesson number 7 here. How to make your speaking more coherent. Right there. And what you can also do is to start practicing, I think, some of these lessons where you can get some ideas on how you can organize maybe the independent and integrated speaking responses. And the main thing for you is you want to, once you become one of my students, this is really the main thing that you want to be doing, is you want to be getting feedback from me with your pronunciation and also with your speaking. So I've created a special talk group for my online TOEFL course students. Here's the actual web page here. You see this? So each day, different students, they actually practice different either pronunciation lessons, or they'll do speaking, integrated or independent speaking, and they'll post these here for me to listen to, and then I will give them comments. That's really the main thing for you is to start posting. Now, as you start doing practice tests, I might give you some additional tips and strategies on things that you can do in your preparation to help you fully master the speaking and pronunciation of American English. All right, so those are some of my comments for you.